Hello, what's up? It's your girl Twan the Mystic from housemystic.com. Hello and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, what's up? I am Twan the Mystic. Okay, so in today's reading, we are talking all about your next 30 days. Okay, so you already know what I'm going to say. Go ahead and light your candles, light your incense, and light your blunts, because we're about to get real deep with this reading. And if you love deep and insightful and accurate pick cards, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, and keep watching. Okay, so go ahead and pick the picture or the number that you feel the most drawn to, and then go to the corresponding timestamps in my comment section or in my description, and I will see you at your corresponding timestamps. Hello. Those of you that chose pile number one, let's get into your reading all about your next 30 days. Okay, so we have a spread, and we are. Oh, put in the wrong password. Okay. All right. So our spread for today, the first section is the theme of the month and the energy that you're coming into this next month, 30 days. That energy that you're coming into the month with. Then we have the next 30 days with your money and finances, and then the next 30 days when it comes to your personal life, your love life, all that good stuff. Okay, so yeah, let's get into it. And if you want a more in-depth look into your next 30 days, definitely hit up my Patreon. If you want to know, like, as far as like your sign, how this will be affecting your sign for the next, or the energy of the month for your sign. Okay, so let's get into it. Oh yeah, and the Patreon link is below if you want to book a reading, if you want to buy my art, you want to take one of my courses, want to buy one of my digital ebooks. Below, okay, it's all below. All right. So the first part is the theme of the month and the energy you're coming into this month with. All right. So we have higher power, moon goddess, and we have new moon beginnings. Oh, pile one. I love it already. All right. And then we have compromise and reconsider. Okay. So, oopsie. So first of all, with higher power and beginnings. Okay, so we did end off, well, this is a timeless reading, but if you're watching it when I first post this, we just had a new moon. We had a new moon in Aries like not that long ago, and that could have been really prominent for you. It could be an Aries placement or Cancer or Libra or Capricorn. And then we also have higher power here. So I feel like you're kind of, the theme of this next 30 days and the energy you're coming into this next 30 days with is like new beginnings, a lot of new beginnings. And I feel like with the higher power being here, it's almost like, okay, because that new moon that we had was an eclipse. Well, there was a solar eclipse, and then there was that new moon. I call them new moon eclipses, so whatever. But yeah, I feel like there were some things that kind of happened that like forced some new beginnings for some of you guys. Like, what I mean by that is, like, for example, let's say not too long ago, let's say you got fired from your job. You're like, what the fuck? What am I about to do? And it kind of like forced you into being like, okay, let me look for a new job. Maybe I need to get back into school. Maybe I need to do this. Like, it forced you into looking at what other options there are for you outside of what you were doing before. So that could be the energy that you're coming into this month with. But I definitely feel like there's some new beginnings that have been inspired by spirit, whether it's like you were inspired to do something or it was by force. Where spirit kind of like forced you out of something. You know what I'm saying? Like, where it's like something suddenly comes to an end and you're like, why did this happen? It's because of spirit. Like, things kind of like out of your control could have happened over the past couple months or something. But I definitely feel like it's pushing you into like some type of new direction, like a new Yeah, and I'm really feeling for like a lot of you guys, it has a lot to do with your career and what you're kind of doing with your life, or maybe even where you live. Like something very important is shifting for you. So that could be the energy you're coming into this month with, but we also have reconsider and compromise. So for some of you guys, you could, this new beginning that's happening could be something that is being reconsidered. And what I mean by that is like, let's say you, um, shoot, I'll use myself as an example. Like, as y'all know, I call myself the art witch, but y'all haven't seen my art. Okay? And it's because I kind of took a break from it for real. And then it's like I've been getting back into selling my art and promoting my art and doing more with my art and my Patreon, just things I would have been getting back into. So I feel like that's a lot of you guys where you're getting back into things, but it's almost like a new beginning in some shape or form. So you could be like, maybe you're an artist and you're getting back into art. Maybe you're a content creator, you're getting back into that. But there's something that you used to do and you're getting back into it, and maybe you're coming back into it with fresh new eyes. And that's the theme for this month, where you're like, you know what? Let me get back into this. Or it could even be something like your health, where you're like, okay, let me get back into working out. Let me get back into eating healthy and drinking water, or maybe your spiritual practices or something like that. Okay? But compromise also makes me feel like something else you're coming into the month with is maybe, because even as I look over here, so I took a tag off of my this shirt that I had. It was a tag. It was from Forever 21. Okay, and you know they going out of business, so there's sales and stuff. Anyway, one of the tags, it fell on the floor. I meant to throw it away, and it's still actually right there. And it says deal. And I feel like there's some type of deal being worked out, some type of compromise, some type of like, you know what I mean? For some of you guys, it could have something to do with like a contract, a court case, a maybe a payment plan, a coming together of some sort. But I keep thinking of like a deal, like people shaking hands and being like, okay, that's a deal. Like coming to some type of conclusion or some type of solution or something, like some type of solution, you finding some type of solution, especially because we have higher power here. So it's making me think like some type of positive thing, like some type of positive solution that you are going to find or have. Yeah, so that's the energy you're coming into this month with, okay, for these next 30 days. All right, so let's get deeper into the next 30 days. So we're going to talk about the next 30 days regarding your career, finances, which we kind of, I feel like, touched on a little bit, because I feel like a lot of you guys are pivoting possibly when it comes to your career, finances, possibly where you live. I'm seeing like contracts. I'm seeing contracts being signed, and it's funny because as I'm making this, we're still in Mercury retrograde, but we're on the tail end of it. Like it's gonna be over in a few days, and yes, thank God, right? But this is a timeless reading. But yes, we have Queen of Cups. Okay. The Hermit, and the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so yeah, I definitely feel like there were some delays, y'all. I feel like there was some delays with your money, with something, because Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in tarot. Look, I'm always giving y'all some type of tarot or astrology lesson. But Knight of Pentacles is one of the slowest knights in the deck. So it's like, especially with Pentacles, it can be some type of delay that you are having with your money. And we have Hermit here. So you kind of been like, where my money? Where, like maybe we were applying for jobs. Maybe we were like certain things where you're just like, bro, this should have happened like weeks ago. I've been waiting on this check since since last month. Like that's what I'm getting for a lot of you guys. Or like maybe you applied for something, you didn't get it, or like some, like, I don't know, there's just some type of like delay where you were just like, bro, is this not working out for me? Is like, what am I supposed to do? But then we have the Queen of Cups, and her cup runneth over. Okay, so my camera fell a little bit, but I wonder, y'all know me. Everything's a sign. Everything is a sign. So I felt like, yeah, maybe you felt like other people wanted to see your downfall, or you had some experience that felt like a downfall, or you had like just some close calls. I don't know. There was just some worrisome things kind of happening to you, and you're just like, you know what I mean? And I feel like the next 30 days, it's like you're rebuilding. I feel like a lot of things you've been waiting on, a lot of like doors are opening for you. I see things kind of flowing for you, and it's making me think of like what I keep seeing in my head. Oh, wow. As y'all can hear the meditation music there, this meditation music I'm playing on my TV, it's like it's a stream of water, and it's like flowing. The water is flowing, and then what I keep seeing in my mind's eye is like when I went to the waterfall yesterday, and it's like we were on the like top, and it's like you could see where the water, it was like moving slow. It was like moving slow and kind of sluggish over here, but then it's like there's this cliff that the waterfall goes over. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all seen a waterfall, and it's like going over, and that's when it goes down, and now the water is rushing and flowing forward. So it's making me think that for a lot of you guys, it's like, okay, hold on. I just love how Spirit uses me as a vessel for these messages, because it's just like anyway, like I said, the water goes over the cliff and it's flowing. And I feel like for some of you guys, there was some type of like catalyst, some type of like, maybe some of you guys having to take a risk, some of you guys just having to trust in Spirit, and that everything's going to be okay, and move forward. And water, like I'm just seeing water rushing forward, like after like it's slowly moving to the cliff, and then boom, and then it's like rushing water. And I hope y'all understand what I'm trying to say, because that's what I'm seeing for you guys, where it's like stagnancy, and then boom. That's what I'm seeing for a lot of you guys. So it's so funny. The next thing we have here is emotions are running high, super moon. And the fact that it's talking about emotions running high, water, more of that water energy. And I feel like these next 30 days, I'm getting goosebumps. You're just gonna, like, I see your emotions like running over, because you're just like so happy at like the good news that you're getting. Like your emotions are just gonna be like running over, because like the happiness that you're gonna be feeling, like I just see you getting like a lot of good news. Because then the next card we have is a win-win outcome is forecast. Full moon in Libra. And you know what's so funny? If you're watching this when I post it, we're about to have a full moon in Libra. I can't think of the, you know what? Let's get on Google right now. Let's see. Oh wait. Sorry y'all, full moon in Libra. April 12th. Well, some places April 12th, some places April 13th. So yeah, that's coming up in the next 30 days if you're watching this when I'm posting it. But yeah, and this is a full moon card. So I definitely feel like something with the full moon could be positive for you. And I mean, we have a full moon every month. So if you're watching this when way past that, the full moon could be significant. But I feel like you're going to be getting a lot of positive news. You're going to be getting a lot of positive news about your finances, your career, your your money. So if you've been applying for a job, if you was applying for a loan, if you was applying for a grant, if you were trying to manifest like more clients, business, something like that, I definitely see it coming, where it's like I just keep seeing the water flowing and like my cup runneth over. Like that's what I keep seeing in my mind over and over. So Part One, I'm happy for you. Just don't forget me when you're rich and famous, okay? All right. So yeah. Okay. So now let's move on to your love life. So yeah, what's coming for you the next 30 days when it comes to your love life? Ooh. I cannot. Okay? I don't look at these cards. I don't look at these cards when I do this because I love the shock. Y'all know how I was just talking about the waterfall? If you look very closely here, what does that look like to you? A waterfall, right? And when the water's rushing through, right? I want y'all to look at that again. Okay. Anyway, this still never ceases to amaze me, but yeah, so the fact that we have you deserve love, you are lovable. So first of all, you are lovable. You are a very lovable person. And I think over the next 30 days, you're going to realize that. And maybe you've had maybe doubts in your mind and maybe felt like, maybe like, oh, I'm too much or I'm too, especially because when I think of the emotions running high in this Queen of Cups here, you could be a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, or a fire sign, Leo. I want to say Pisces again. I meant Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius. So you could be someone that has like big feelings, big emotions or whatever. And maybe you sometimes feel like you're too much for other people or whatever the case may be. But you are very lovable. You're very lovable. And I think you're going to be realizing that about yourself over the next 30 days and maybe starting to feel more confident in your, I don't know, just who you are authentically, okay? And not feeling like you have to change or be any other way than, who you are to attract love, okay? So, we also have trust. Very interesting. So it says this situation is calling for you to have faith. So the next 30 days, so for some of you guys, this could be you building trust with someone, you and someone having more trust within each other, where you are like spilling some of these emotions and like showing more of yourself to this person, or maybe someone doing that with you, or you and a person, sharing feelings, okay? Sharing your feelings, sharing your emotions with each other. Okay, so what's so funny is that I keep having issues with balance with my camera. And it keeps falling over and I keep having to start over. Well, not start over, but like get back into the reading or whatever, and causing a bit of delay. So I definitely feel like for some of you guys there was like some delays possibly having to do with like your love life, or whether it's like maybe something having to do with you and a certain person, there were certain delays and a lot of starting and stopping, or there was a separation for a long time, or for some of you guys maybe you've been single for a long time, or I don't know. But I definitely feel like that's turning around possibly in the next 30 days for some of you guys. Like things turning around within a certain relationship, or you meeting someone in the next 30 days that's like you know, someone that you feel a soul connection with. All right, so we also have, wow, 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 wow. Okay. I'm sorry, but literally, we have karmic relationship, resentment and triggers, perception, intensity, letting go. But then we also have distracted, sidetrack, change, delay. Didn't I just say some of you guys had some delays when it came to your love life? And I feel like for some of you guys, if you're single right now, it's clearly because you weren't supposed to be with that person. That was a karmic relationship. That was a karmic relationship. And I feel like some of you guys maybe are coming out of long relationships that were karmic relationships. And y'all are going to be entering into something new. So if you went through a breakup or something, because I feel like I'm talking to multiple groups here. So some of you guys, y'all went through a breakup and it was because that relationship was karmic, and yeah, or maybe you went through maybe a period of dealing with people for short, like, because yeah, like how it says fleeting, like maybe we've had fleeting little things go on and then it just ended. And yeah, I feel like there was a lot of like sidetracks, delays and stuff, where it's like people you thought they were the person, and then it was like that wasn't the person, or it was a long relationship, you thought that was the person, it wasn't the person. And I feel like you either are coming out of that in these next 30 days, or it's like you're going to be seeing why things had to end with a certain person in the next 30 days. Like you're seeing, because maybe some of you guys entered into something new and you're like, oh, this is why this didn't work out. Or maybe if there was a separation with you and someone, you're going to be realizing like, this is why it didn't work out. And they were dealing with karmic situations in their life, and that's why there was a delay within the relationship. Like, I'm trying to make sure I touch on all the stories. And then we even have finality, but it's reversed. So that's making me think that, like, for some of you guys, it's something coming back around. For some of you guys, that something is not like a separation you went through with someone. It's not the end. And yeah, it's not the end. But for some of you guys, it's like a but for some of you guys, I feel like it's a cycle ending in your life where you kept dealing with the same type of person or the same type of negative situations. Like I feel like that's coming to an end in your life when it comes to your love life. And then we have key on a ring, many options, unconventional, one night stand, string along. And I feel like a lot of you guys dealt with like things like that, where someone strung you along, or maybe one night stands, or like I said, fleeting relationships. I feel like you dealt with a lot of that, and that was like a distraction. I feel like a lot of that was distractions, and you had delays, just a lot going on. But I feel like it's the end, like, of a karmic cycle having to do with your love life. Okay, so we're pulling from the Bowl of Answers. I miss you. Click. Of course. I feel like some of the people that you had fleeting connections with, they're definitely missing you. And for some of you guys, like I said, if you are going through a separation with someone, I definitely think some of you guys are coming back together and possibly working things out, because we did have compromise. And reconsider. So yeah. Taurus. So as I make this, it is Aries season, but we are moving into Taurus season before the 30 days are up. So, all right. So it says loyal, grounded, patient, sensual, determined, dependable, practical, indulgent. So I definitely feel like for some of you guys, that could be your next 30 days as well, where you are, I don't know, like indulging in some things, being loved up on, or loving up on yourself, you know. Okay. F and F. Yeah, some of y'all lame exes trying to come back. And I miss you again. Okay. So confirmation, and one fell on the floor. Waiting in Vain by Bob Marley. So I definitely feel like for some of you guys, there's some people that stuck on you, and they're hoping you hit them back. They're hoping you reply. They're hoping. Self-care and health needs to be your priority right now. So like I said, loving up on yourself. And one more. You can't make this shit up. It says in their mind rent free and watching you level up. Look, we leaving it right there. Pile one, if this resonated with you, let me get a arrow emoji, like a pointing up arrow emoji, because it's up. It's going up for you over the next 30 days, okay? If you want to book me for a reading, you want to tip me, you want to buy some of my art, you want to join the Patreon, like I said, if you want to know deeper about how this month, like these next 30 days are going to be affecting you, your sign, you definitely should go ahead and join the Patreon. What else? Yeah, I think that's it. All right, I hope y'all have a great rest of the day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Peace. Hello. Those of you that chose pile number 2, let's get into your reading all about your next 30 days, okay? And we are going to use a spread. And what's your spread? Okay, so we're going to first talk about the theme of the month and the energy you're going into the month with. And then the next 30 days when it comes to your money, career, finances. Then we're going to talk about the next 30 days when it comes to your love life, your personal life, things like that, okay? So let's get into it. Okay, so we have do nothing. And then we have strength. Very interesting. All right, so I feel like the theme for the next 30 days and the energy you're, I guess, going into those next 30 days with is, it's funny that we would have do nothing and strength. It seems almost like opposites, but I feel like you're going into the next 30 days. I feel like, how can I explain this? Like releasing control of the outcome with certain things. Like, for example, I don't know, what example could I use? I don't know what example to use, but there could be a situation where you're pushing or forcing the situation, or maybe even overworking. For some of you guys, it could even just be overworking or overdoing and forcing and pushing and pulling, and I don't know, like kind of extending a lot of your energy. And I feel like this next 30 days, you're going to realize you don't have to do that. And what keeps coming to mind is, y'all know, if y'all follow me or y'all got in a reading with me, I am always constantly talking about subliminal message meditations. I stand by them. That's why I started putting them on my channel. Like, I stand by them, okay? But I feel like one thing I can say with subliminal message meditations is that it's like they help to change your reality without you having, well, let me not say without you having to do anything, because sometimes you'll feel inspired to do some things, but with subliminal message meditations, it helps with like really changing and reprogramming your subconscious so that you are able to attract more of whatever it is that subliminal message meditation was about. And I feel like a lot of you guys, I don't know, maybe some of you guys are getting into that, or getting into scripting, manifesting, and things like that, because I feel I don't know. I just see many because both of them are in meditation pose. Like both of them. And I feel like this is how you're going into this next 30 days because you're realizing there's if you want to change your reality, you're going to have to change yourself. And I think a lot of you guys are realizing that because maybe you've tried to change things where you kind of, like I said, forced, you pushed, you did, you know what I mean? And maybe now it's time to learn, like, okay, what's going on here? Because why am I pushing and forcing and doing all these things and it's not working out? And I think you're going to realize it's not an outside problem, it's a inside problem, and realizing like your ways of thinking and realizing your beliefs and realizing like just a lot of stories and narratives that you tell yourself that end up manifesting in your life. Still to this day, it never ceases to amaze me when spirit just like this cards show up and is exactly what I was saying, even though I didn't look at it. We literally have meditation brings answers. Meditation brings answers. That's crazy. That is actually crazy. And then you know what the next card is? This situation will improve. So many of you guys, I need y'all to go ahead and, go support your girl. And go check out my subliminal message meditations. But there's, tons of them on YouTube. Like, well, no, this one is just a frequency. But there's tons on YouTube. So, like, getting into things like that, I feel like will help to improve your situation. And I feel like that's the theme of this month, realizing your mind. Like, your mind is what is causing a lot of blockages. And I'm not trying to sit here and be like, oh, just every single thing in your life is just, you know what I mean? It's just all your fault. You know what I mean? But I definitely feel like there's certain beliefs and narratives that you have that is no longer serving you. It's no longer serving you, but you're kind of still holding on to it. And I think you're realizing how powerful your mind is. You could be a Virgo, you could be a Gemini, you could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Something with your Mercury, I don't know, but you have a very powerful mind and very powerful, the words that you say and the things that you think are so powerful. I mean, we're all super powerful, but I think you are waking up to the power of your mind and words, because maybe you've noticed like sometimes you speak things into existence. You speak things into existence, you dream things into existence and things like that, and you're realizing like what is that? What is that I keep doing there? How do I keep doing this? And I feel like that's the energy you're going into this month with, and realizing like, okay, I have some type of power here. I have some type of power and I'm going to use it. Okay. But with that power, it's like more so of, especially with this strength card coming out, it's making me think of the tarot card, the strength card. It's like an invisible power, because if you notice on the strength card, it's a woman and she has a lion, but it's like she's able to open this lion's mouth without getting eaten right the hell up. So she has some type of invisible power. So I feel like that's what a lot of you guys are realizing, like how powerful you are. And you're probably seeing a lot of synchronicities. You're probably, I don't know, there's just a lot of like spiritual things kind of going on here where you're like, yeah, that's your spirit team talking to you and letting you know, like, if you change your narrative, if you change your if you shift your mindset, if you shift your actions, you could really turn some shit around. So yeah, get into meditation, get into what? I was about to say crow pose. What? Some of you guys could be yogis. I don't know. Maybe getting into yoga or some type of like deep breathing exercise, or like moving your body could be really, really important for you to help with like removing blockages or something like that. But yeah, this is the energy you're going into the month with, where you're realizing just how freaking powerful you are, because you really are pile two. Okay, so another thing that came to mind is paying attention to your dreams. I definitely suggest listening to subliminal message meditations while you're sleeping, but pay attention to your dreams that you're having, because I feel like they're answering, yeah, like it says, meditation brings answers. Like they're answering questions, they're revealing some things. So like pay very, very close attention. And yeah, I'm seeing this one dream I had. I'm not gonna go through the whole dream but and I'm not even gonna tell you the dream for real, but basically what I got from it was having to move my body and get out of my head. And I feel like that's a lot of you guys. There's a need to get out of your head, because I feel like there's a lot of like overthinking going on with you. Okay, and that's the energy you're coming into the month with. So let's see, as far as like your finances and career, it never ceases to amaze me. We literally have communication is key, new moon in Gemini. Didn't I just talk about Gemini and Virgo? I literally just talked about that. And the fact that it says communication is key is making me think about what I just said about your mind and your words being very, 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 very powerful. And I don't think you realize it just yet, but I'm here to tell you, you are a very powerful manifester. With when your power is using your mind and your words. And so for a lot of you guys, chanting could be really good, praying, oh yeah, we did have meditation, things like that could really be helpful for removing blockages and changing things around in your life. Okay, so yeah, so then communication is key is also making me think that for the next 30 days, first of all, be clear with spirit about what you want regarding your career, your money, things like that. Because I feel like your situation is set to improve, but it's like, when I hear communication is key, it makes me think of like being clear with the universe, because you can't pray. Like, it's kind of, I feel like this is in the Bible as well. You can't pray and be fearful at the same time. Of course, there'll be a little fear, here and there, but you have to pray and say your affirmations and all the other things and actually believe it. You have to actually believe it, or else it's just words. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just words. So I feel like spirit is wanting you to tune into one frequency, one signal. And that's why probably things like frequencies and subliminal message meditations and things like that. Oh, and then my phone just lit up, and it's 12:22. So I know I'm onto something. So spirit wants you to like tune your frequency so that it's like you're a vibrational match with like what you're asking for. Because if you're like, okay, spirit, I want this, I want that, and then you turn around and you're like, oh, well, I don't think it's gonna happen. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I don't think, yeah, it's too big, it's too this, then that's what you're manifesting. So I feel like spirit is like wanting you to use your mind and stuff to turn things around when it comes to like your career and finances, because I feel like you've been praying. I definitely feel like you've been praying for clarity or praying for something, and your fears are kind of preventing you from taking action, I feel like, on some things. And then also just causing straight up blockages because you're saying it's impossible. Okay? So a new start is coming. We have a new moon. It says new moon. So that's very, very interesting because the fact with this situation will improve if you look closely. She's swimming to the top. And it's definitely making me think that, yeah, many of you guys are okay, sorry. As y'all know, I'm always channeling songs. And the song's kind of ratchet, but is this song by it's what's his name? I feel like it's Lil Reese and Chief Keef. If you're into drill music, and I keep hearing at the top, it's just us, but I don't really trust. Okay, anyway, you might not know that song. Anyway, I just keep hearing at the top, it's just us. I don't know, but you're reaching the top. You're reaching the top of something. I know one of the piles I was talking about the full moon, so you could have been drawn to another pile, but something about a new moon is very significant for you, and it's like, I just see you at the top. Like, I'm seeing you at the top of a mountain. Some of you guys could be Capricorns. I'm also seeing Sagittarius. We have Gemini here. We have the Earth signs here, so you could be a Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. We did mention Virgo. But I'm seeing you at the top. Like you, I don't know why I'm also hearing topping the charts. Or the top of, the top. You're reaching the top of something. So maybe you're becoming a known authority in your field, or maybe you're getting a promotion. Maybe you're I don't know, like I just see you reaching the top. I'm also hearing topping the charts. Did I hear? I don't know, but you're reaching the top of something. Okay, so then we also have the King of Pentacles. So the fact that the King of Pentacles is here, the King is like the highest point you can reach with what's it called? With tarot, like with this suit, like they have the levels, and the King is the last card in the Pentacle suit. Okay, I'm always giving y'all some type of lesson. Okay, so with the King of Pentacles here, is definitely giving that you're reaching the top of something. You're reaching the top or getting some type of promotion, or maybe you're being seen as like a known authority figure in your field. You could be getting like a top paying job. You could be like, something about you is like, you're like, maybe you're reaching another tax bracket. I don't know, but you're definitely, I keep also hearing the top of your game, but yes, top of your game, top of your field, like people looking up to you. I think people are going to be starting to ask you for advice. So that's why I'm wondering if some of you guys are like, maybe like a manager or a boss, I don't know, something like that. But it could also be people kind of seeing you accomplish certain things, and people are going to be like, how did you do that? How are you, you know what I mean? And this could also be you being called to drop some knowledge. So you could be called into teaching, giving advice to people in some shape or form. Okay, so then we also have the Lovers. So there's multiple things I'm getting from this. So Lovers could easily be you and someone that you love, like your bae. Okay, you and your bae possibly going into partnership together, or even if y'all don't go into partnership together, it could be that your partner or something is like going to be really I can't think of the right word, but like important to your career or your something like that. Because maybe maybe they'll help you with something. Maybe they're gonna invest in you. Maybe they're gonna put you on to something. Maybe they're gonna push you to do something, like something like that. But I definitely see you and your bae, for some of you guys, like working together, or like setting goals together, or pushing each other, something like that. But this could also you be going into business with a friend, or maybe like networking with people, like a particular person kind of like putting you on to something or someone, or I don't know. But definitely there's some important relationships when it comes to your career that's gonna elevate you or put you on to something like that. But we also have King of Wands here too. So I definitely feel like for some of you guys, it's your bae. It's definitely your bae or something. But I feel like there could be an important fire sign that helps you with something in your career, or you're a fire sign, and maybe this is you embracing that like fire energy. Yeah, kind of like realizing your power. Oh yes, like I said, realizing your power and realizing like, yeah, I could reach my highest potential. I just got to try or whatever. But for some of you guys, there's an important fire sign. They could be male or female, but they are definitely important to your career because they are going to like point you in the right direction, or motivate you, or I don't know, put you on or hire you or something like that. Okay. So, we also, oh wait, no. Now we're talking about your love life and what's going to be happening for you over the next 30 days. Wow, we have free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. And then we have calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations bring you together. First of all, weren't we just talking about prayers and affirmations? Weren't we just talking about that? So the fact that it's coming up in love definitely lets me know the other stuff I was talking about. Yeah, definitely do that. But also, you can do that when it comes to your love life, especially because it says free yourself. And even though this can have to do with like freeing yourself from like a partnership, it can also be you freeing yourself where it's like there's these certain beliefs you have about love. And I think it could have came from like past lovers or past things you experienced in love that makes you wonder, will I ever find a person? Will I like kind of maybe makes you not have trust in people, or trust in, I don't know, which it's totally understandable. Totally understandable. It's understandable. But I feel like you're freeing yourself from negative beliefs, yeah, about yourself and about love and about, I don't know, like you're being called to not have the same mindset when it comes to love. And yes, there are a lot of sucky people out there, but trusting that there is hope for you. Let's say if you're single or if you're dealing with someone, trust that there's hope for you. Even though there are, like I said, sucky people out there. So, yeah. All right. We also have, wow. Yes, we have elusive, dishonesty, deception, trickery. Yeah, I feel like you dealt with a lot of that. And so you may now always feel like, yeah, I can't trust people. I'd rather be by myself. Or even if you are dealing with someone, you're just kind of like, you're lying. I don't believe a word you're saying. You know what I mean? But then we also have one day, and we have foundation. So one day says someday, somewhere, another time. And we also have foundation, established family security. So I feel like for some of you guys, y'all feel like when it comes to love, it's like it's far off for you. Maybe you feel like it's far off, it's not gonna happen. And then we have the card that says calling in your soulmate. And I feel like that's you needing to call in your soulmate and to say like, and to, or trust that you are attracting them by releasing negative thoughts. And even the past like past relationships and stuff like that. So yes, and then wait, we already. Yeah, I feel like you're calling someone in. I feel like you're calling someone in, and either they're here already or they're coming in very, very soon. And I feel like the more you release certain beliefs and just like past heartbreaks and disappointments, you're going to start drawing this person into you. Or the bond's going to deepen between you and another person if you learn to really release the past and trust that this is not that. Oh, we have money trees. Kendrick Lamar. So yeah, I definitely feel like y'all money is growing. Y'all money is growing. And that that song has to do with like coming up on some money. And that song is a little illegal, but I don't think that's y'all. I think y'all are on the come up. Kind of like what I said in another pod. But we have Aquarius. So you could be an Aquarius. This could be dealing with an Aquarius. This does also have to do with like making connections and things like that, because I think I did talk about that. I think I said something about that. I don't remember, but yeah, anywho, it says innovative, eccentric, independent, humanitarian, intellectual, unconventional, visionary. So yeah, I definitely feel like there's some surprises because of the fact that you are changing your mindset and things like that. Is going to create some miraculous events in your life. And then we have Taurus, loyal, grounded, patient, sensual, determined, dependable, practical. I definitely feel like your money's going up. Money. You could be a Taurus. That's another fixed sign. So, and the fact that we have foundation and established is definitely making me think of fixed energy. So I definitely feel like you're creating more stability, not only in your career, but in your love life as well. I feel like there's going to be less chaos. Oh, Aquarius is trying to come out again. Another fixed sign, Leo. Yeah, many of you guys are definitely about to have way more stability when it comes to your love life and your career and your money. So if you've been worried about that, it's turning around, Bookie. It's turning around, okay? So we're going to leave it right there. If it resonated with you, let me get a money emoji, because I feel like, I don't know why, it's usually pile 2. That's usually like something about their money. So let me get a money emoji in the comments. If you want to join the Patreon, because I forgot to say at the beginning, if you want to know how this will be affecting your sign, like specifically how the next 30 days will be going for your sign, that information is below if you want to join the Patreon. I have all types of cool stuff on there. And also, if you want to book me for a reading, if you want to tip me, if you want to buy my art, if you want to follow me on social media, all that information is below, okay? I hope you have a great rest of the day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Peace. Hello. That was such a weird wave I did there, but hello. Those of you that chose pile number 3, let's get into your reading all about what's next for you, over the next 30 days, okay? So first we're going to be talking all about what you're going into this month with as far as like the energy and the theme of the next 30 days. Then we're going to be talking about the next 30 days regarding your finances and career. Then we're going to talk about the next 30 days regarding your love life and personal life, okay? So yeah, let's get into it. So my throat is all of a sudden feeling extra dry. Okay, so I had to get a drink of water, and I don't know where that came from. I was like, so every time that happens to me, that always makes me think that like there's either an important thing that needs to be said, like you either need to speak up, or whether it's like you saying to someone how you feel, or maybe expressing something, or possibly expressing like there's ideas you need to put out there that you've just been putting off. Or it could even be maybe even just how you speak to yourself, there needs to be a change because it's causing blockages. And I know that came up in another pile. Okay, so yeah, let's see the actual cards. I just when shit like this happens, it just lets me know that divine timing is real. It just lets me know divine timing is freaking real. And y'all, we literally have accept responsibility and the law of attraction. Like, we literally have these cards that's going along with what I just said, as far as like, I feel like there's certain things that you say or you think that is just causing blockages in your life. And the fact we have accept responsibility and law of attraction, it just goes right hand in hand. So that's the energy you're coming into this month with, and realizing like the power is in your hands. The power is in your hands to turn your situation around. So you might have been drawn to another pile. I'll just tell you pile 2. You might have been drawn to pile 2, but yeah, and the fact that both of these are like almost yellowish looking, well, more of like a tan, but a yellowish tan. But we do have some yellow here, and then this is a yellowish tan. But yes, I feel like many of you are needing to or have accept, like you're accepting responsibility as far as like your life, and maybe realizing like how the way you speak about yourself and your situation is like causing blockages. But it's also making me think that, you know, there's certain actions that you did or didn't take that maybe is like why you're in the reality you are in now, or the situation you are in now, or something like that. But I feel like with this, but the fact that we have the law of attraction, it just shows that, you know, you can easily turn it around by taking different actions, having a different narrative, thinking differently, you know, things like that. So yes, and let's see what else. Spirit just never ceases to amaze me with how these cards be coming out. We literally have if you believe. If you believe. So it's really making me think of like literally what I said, your beliefs, your mind. It's like really, like, I think that's the energy you're coming into this month with, and that's the theme of this month, like realizing like, dang, the more I speak and think positively, the more my shit change around, my situation changed around. And then the next card is in the near future. So I feel like, yeah, your theme of this month is realizing like, yeah, if you believe, it can happen. If you believe it can't happen, then it can't happen. If you believe it can, it will. So trust yourself, trust your intuition. But yeah, I feel like you're really accepting responsibility, or there's a need to accept responsibility when it comes to your reality, and realizing like your thoughts and actions got you there, but you can turn it around if you believe. So yeah. But yeah, it doesn't even have to be that you're in a bad situation. It could just be you realizing like, wow, my beliefs really do shape my reality. What the hell? Huh. Like it's just really like a little mind-boggling. And I keep seeing like ladybugs in my mind, and I think it's because like lately, it could be because it's getting warmer, but there's ladybugs. There's been ladybugs finding their way into my room. And last night I came, like, it was late, like probably like 1 o'clock in the morning. I come into my room and there's like a ladybug just on my bed, and I'm just like, what is that? I'm like, oh, it's a ladybug. So I feel like, yeah, maybe some of you guys have been seeing ladybugs, or maybe that's something that's significant for you. But ladybugs also have to do with like good luck. So I feel like you're attracting good luck, but because you believe in the good luck. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Anywho. All right, so let's get into the next 30 days when it comes to your career, money, whatever. And also, I feel like some of y'all were definitely drawn to pile 2. I think you should watch pile 2. But the way I laid these cards over here, it looks like it says, if you believe future. And then right next to it, it was some cards from the other pile that says, one day, someday, somewhere, another time, which, future. So, and then foundation. That just makes me think like, I feel like Spirit wants you to start visualizing your future. And okay, I be telling y'all this just so I can give y'all examples. But there was something I saw in my mind's eye where I'm like, okay, I want to make this happen. Okay, it was a little, not even a long trip. It was just a little mini trip, nothing too crazy. And I'm like, oh yeah, we're going to the waterfall. We're going to the waterfall. Let's go to the water. Like I kept saying it or whatever. And then I kept seeing it in my mind's eye. And I'm like, and I basically was seeing myself with this other person at the waterfall, like looking at the waterfall while they were like right here. And I kept seeing that in my mind's eye, like, which was the end result, the future. And then we finally went to the waterfall and I saw that exact view that I saw in my mind's eye when I was visualizing my future. So I feel like that's what you're being called to do for a lot of you guys. Like, see yourself in the end. See yourself in the end. See yourself already there. And you're gonna get there. Don't worry about the how, which is very hard, but don't worry about the how. Okay, so anyway, let's get into career. That's funny that this would be the card. We have a new romantic cycle begins, new moon in Libra. So Libra energy did come up in the pile 2. So definitely check out pile 2. But you could have Libra, Cancer, Capricorn, or Aries in your chart. But yeah, so a new romantic cycle begins. So that makes me think, well, one, like I said in the other pile, some of you guys really could be partnering up with your boo regarding your career, or they're putting you on to something, you're putting them on to something. But I see you guys working closely together, even if it's just something like you guys motivating each other to move further in your career. But yeah, it also makes me think that it's a very positive cycle that's coming in your career, where it's just like, because even how it says romantic, it's making me think of like when they say romanticize your life. So it's making me think of, like I said, what do you want your future to look like when it comes to your career? Because near future. What do you want your near future to look like when it comes to your career? Start visualizing it. Start seeing it. Because you're going to be able to make it happen. But you have to believe. You have to believe. Okay? Surrender to the divine. So that's funny that it would be a new moon and a full moon. So we have surrender to the divine, full moon. So with that being here, it's definitely making me think that it makes me think of a cycle. And I feel like you're at a cycle, or you're beginning a cycle where it's like, I don't know, you're having your way, and Spirit's like trying to let you know, you can make these things happen, but you have to believe, Bookie. You have to believe and give it to us. Let us help you. Let us help you with this. Okay? So, yep, and then my phone just lit up. So, yeah, I definitely feel like there are, like, in order to see some improvements in your career, start visualizing it. Start seeing your life as if it has already happened, that it's already taking place. Okay? And also surrender your worries too to the divine, your ancestors, your spirit guides, like any fears you have around your career. Definitely surrender it, because I feel like you have some things coming in the near future, but it's like you have to believe, Pookie. You have to believe. Oh, we have death. And we also have strength. So this came up in another pile, but it was a whole different deck. But then we have Four of Swords. Very interesting. So for some of you guys, if you left your job or something came to an end when it came to your career, I feel like it was for the best. It was definitely for the best. But I'm sorry, I keep looking down, but it's like both of these, they got their eyes closed, and then we have death. For some reason, it's making me think of don't look back. Oh, yes, we have a new romantic cycle begins. Okay, so with I keep getting don't look back, don't look back. So it's making me think of like, oh, and then my phone lit up. Okay, so yeah, don't look back. That's making me think of, I don't know, stop looming over failures. Like, stop like dwelling on your failures. Stop dwelling on your failures and start looking at your future. What do you want your future to look like, instead of just looking in the past and being like, well, I don't want that, I don't want that, I don't want that. Okay, we know that. Spirit knows that. So what do you want regarding your career and your job? And you know what I mean? Like, what do you want? Stop thinking about what you don't want, okay? Start thinking about what you do want. And yeah, I feel like there's some just positive new beginnings where it's like, I know when you think of career, that doesn't, you wouldn't think romance or whatever, but I feel like you're going to be so in love with your life. Like, I feel like you're about to be so in love with your life and your career. Whether it's like a job, maybe your business, maybe you're doing both. I don't know, but I feel like you're going to be so in love with how things are going financially and with your career, because you have, or this is your call to, visualize like what would be the perfect type of career, or like your lifestyle. Like you've been visualizing exactly how you want it to be, and now it's coming to fruition. Okay, so let's talk about your love life. So your next 30 days with your love life, we have forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in the present moment. This makes me think of another pile. Ooh, unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. All right, and then we have open heart, receptive, empathy, and vulnerable. Mask, hiding true feelings, pretending, and delude. Ecstasy, chasing thrills, excitement, good time, and clarity, truth, intentions, and honesty. Okay. So it's so interesting that we would have unrequited love and then forgiving and learning. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, you've experienced a lot of that, like unrequited love, maybe people not being equally yoked. It suddenly got all quiet. I mean, clearly we have this music playing, but I think the air conditioner went on. So it's feeling a little more quiet. So it's making me think like, I don't know, maybe there's some people that you cut off because the love wasn't requited, or you guys weren't, I don't know, there wasn't enough give and take here. It was just give, and they take, or something like that. But I feel like you're forgiving your past, yes. Release and heal the past. I just said that. I forgot that I literally said that. That you with the don't look back. I literally said that. Okay. We were talking about your career. So yeah, I feel like you're definitely releasing the past. And I feel like you dealt with a lot of people that wore masks too. They wore a mask. They maybe were future fakers or just pretended to be something that they were not. And I feel like you're learning to forgive that. Oh, and not the birds chirping. You're learning to forgive and move on and yeah, just move past that. And you also have open heart here, and that's like literally like it's the opposite of mask. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely feel, and then we also have clarity. So it's an ecstasy. So it's definitely making me think that a lot of you guys, you're forgiving the past when it comes to there was people that, wore masks or, future faked you or did some deceitful ass shit. Okay, or they gaslit you or whatever. I feel like you're forgiving that and not moving forward with a closed heart because we have this open heart. So I feel like you're at a space where you're like, you know what? Yes, that happened in the past, but that doesn't mean that everything is going to be like that. I just got to be more discerning and things like that. So you're moving forward with an open heart and really, really forgiving the past. And yeah, I feel like things like that, even though it sucks when we experience things like that, but it shows you what red flags to look out for. Okay? So yeah, with this open heart and empathy, yeah, it's just definitely making me think that your eyes are more open when it comes to love, but I definitely feel like you are I don't know, like it's so funny because I know with the other groups, not saying that there's nothing big happening with your love life, pile 3, but I feel like this is a big step to get to of forgiving the past. You could have like some fixed energy in your chart. Oh, we did have Leo come up. Oh, and Scorpio. Yeah. So I think it was a big thing to get over where you're like actually finally over something that really, really hurt you, where people pretended to be a certain way, or I don't know what the case may be, but yeah. Look, we have I miss you. Yeah, there's definitely some people from your past that like wore a mask and then you saw what was beneath the mask and you let it go, and now they're like, oh, I miss you. Waiting in vain. Waiting in vain. I feel like there's some people still thinking you're going to hit them back, and it's like, nope. And then conceited by SZA makes me think of, because she's basically talking about she's betting on herself. She's, she don't care about your love offer, your friendship offer. She don't care. She's doing her. And I feel like that's going to be a lot of you guys where you're like, I'm just doing me, Bookie. Confidence is key. Yeah. Yep, letting go of the fuckboys. And then International Players Anthem. I feel like some of you guys, we have 1 year in that. So some of you guys, you had to leave this other person alone or these people alone because you're about to be matched up with your boo. Some of y'all are going to be married within a year or engaged within a year or something within a year where it's like a turnaround with your love life, okay? So let's leave it right there, pile number 3. If this reading resonated with you, let me get some heart emojis in the comments. Y'all's reading got extra long, but it was juicy. It needed to be said, okay? So let me get a heart emoji in the comments. Like I said, if you want to join the Patreon and check out well, actually, I don't know if I said this, but we do, there is a month ahead reading for the signs on my Patreon. So if you want to join my Patreon, if you want to book a reading, if you want to buy my art, if you want to take one of my classes, if you want to follow me on social media, all that stuff is below, okay? I hope you have a great rest of the day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Peace.